Canadian oil and gas companies to increase production by 30%. Worsening climate emergency. Hey, remember when Justin Trudeau at COP24 walked around saying, like, we're going to reduce emissions by 40%? Remember when he walked around and he was saying, we're going to reduce things and we got to fight back. We got to come up with something like a global carbon tax and all that kind of stuff. Total fucking bullshit. Like, couldn't be more bullshit. Can't be more of a lie, right? Literally, he is stabbing your wife in front of you, saying, no, I haven't seen your wife. That's what he's doing directly in front of your eyes. And you're just going, well, I guess I'll just keep looking for her. That's what's happening. Like, that's the absurdity. That's the level of grotesque, psychopathic absurdity that is happening in front of us. That the billionaire class and their bought and owned politicians are slaughtering our family members in front of us. And we're just going, oh, I guess I'll just look around for them. I don't know what happened. No, I haven't seen them. You should look down the street, though. Yeah, just down the street. Absolutely, bud. Yep, you'll find them. You'll find them. Like, we're so fucking dumb and we're so fucking gullible to continue supporting these overt, obvious psychopaths who are obviously trying to destroy us for money. Like, it's obvious that they're doing this. And they say it to you. They literally say, we do have to worry about the climate, breathable air and arable land and actually having a sustainable society to live in. But billionaires, right? There's billionaires, you got to watch out for the billionaires, what they call the economy, right? They'll literally say this to your face. You got to make sure that the billionaires are happy. And then also breathable air. So we got to balance these, you guys. These things are comparable and equal. These are things that we need to be concerned about both equally. Like, get fucked. Take your billionaire class, throw them in the sea, take all their wealth and assets and everything away, nationalize everything, solve this problem. Be done with it. Like, it's beyond childishness at this point. Like, it's beyond, like, it's a mental illness, what we are experiencing. And while they turn around and lie to us about, net zero by 2050, net zero by 2050, that's a serious thing that we're seriously interested in. They're increasing production by 30%. They don't give a fuck about net zero by 2050. If you're stupid enough to believe that, right, which you have to be to vote Liberal, which means the majority of us, then you'll be stupid enough to believe anything they tell you, right? Canadian oil and gas producers are on track to expand production to 30% above 2020 levels by 2030, leading to an anticipated 25% increase in carbon emissions. Like, these guys could not be more full of shit. I don't understand how you can possibly believe these guys at all. At all. It's stunning. It's stunning. A maximum wage would be nice. I say it out loud all the time. Any earnings and any wealth above $10 million, we take it away. We don't let people just murder people, right? There are all kinds of regulations, right? We regulate wrath. We regulate pride. We should regulate greed. We should regulate gluttony. We should say there is an amount for which that is fine. You can't do better. And the people who are walking around saying, you just want to punish success. My response is, yes, we would very much like to punish successful psychopaths. We very much would like to punish successful psychopaths. You're correct. We want to punish successful psychopaths. Absolutely. Thanks, Mr. O'Leary. Go get fucked. The insanity that our culture has reached, right? Like, has there ever been a culture more insane than this one? Canada's major oil and gas companies are nowhere close to meeting Paris Agreement targets, according to a new report published by Environmental Defence Canada and Oil Change International. The report made public during the United Nations Climate Change Conference in the UK on November 3rd finds that Canada's primary oil and gas companies have growth strategies and expansion plans that will worsen the climate crisis. Canadian oil and gas producers are on track to expand production to 30% above 2020 levels by 2030, leading to an anticipated 25% increase in carbon emissions. Nationalize this shit. Nationalize this shit. Desubsidize the fossil fuel industry. Seize the means of production from the psychopath class. Start arresting people. Like, we know for a fact that they've been lying to us, right? The climate deception dossier went through this, right? Where they outright found just deception dossier number 1, Dr. Wei Hok Soon's Smithsonian contracts. Dr. Wei Hok Soon was somebody who literally created false documents saying that global warming doesn't exist. It was a complete farce, a complete lie, and it got major media coverage. American Petroleum Institute's roadmap memo. Western State Petroleum Association's deception campaign. They've been lying to us. We've documented it. They've admitted it. No one's been arrested, no one's going to prison, and a man like Justin Trudeau gets to lie in front of your face and say that we're going to hit 2050, we're going to do net zero by 2050 while ramping up oil production. A 30% ramp up in oil and gas production is fucking enormous. 30% is fucking grotesque. A report's finding comes after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau recently promised that Canada will cap oil and gas sector emissions at a pace needed to reach net zero by 2050, in a plan that critics say fails to focus on production and allows fossil fuel companies to continue putting forward false solutions, which is the idea, which is the plan of these fucking criminals. Titled Canada's Big Oil Reality Check, the report indicates that none of the 8 Canadian oil and gas companies assessed will be able to contribute to limiting global warming to the crucial 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold because they don't care. Because they don't care. I've said it over and over and over on this channel. Once you attain a certain level of wealth, you become a psychopath. All of the studies that we have ever done on the issue of gaining wealth shows that once you reach a certain threshold, you lose your compassion, your empathy, and your ability to reason. You lose the concept of what it is to be a human. You become a psychopath. And when you're a psychopath, dealing with the concept, the abstract idea of your own death, you don't approach it with peace and self-resignation or humility or any of that. You approach it with wrath and vengeance. That if this system is going to kill me, I'm going to kill it back, which is exactly what they're doing. It's extremely obvious at this point. It's extremely obvious that they've bought the Liberal Party, who is actively working with them to deceive you and destroy us all. It's very, very clear. If you think anything other than this, you're a fucking QAnon deluded moron. Like, really. Like, really. I don't know what needs to be said to you people anymore. I don't know what needs to be said. They're obviously lying. They are trying to destroy you, your family, your children, and all human life on the planet. Why? So that they can get money, a thing that we invented. We created out of thin air. So instead of paying homage to the earth, instead of paying homage to life itself, all creation, the very thing that spawned them, right? They are worshiping a false god called money that when they die will be completely irrelevant. What the fuck are we doing? Like, what the absolute fuck are we doing as a species? Have we detached from reality this much? Are we so disconnected that we don't even understand how to care about our own children? Because it looks that way. It looks exactly that way. In stark contrast to the image of global climate leadership presented by Trudeau and industry lobbyists alike, the climate change strategies of Canada's major oil and gas companies, including Suncor, Shell Canada, Canadian Natural Resources Limited, Cenovus, Tourmaline Oil, Imperial Oil, which is owned by ExxonMobil, Arc Resources, and Ovintiv, are reported to be worse than most other global producers. The study finds that none of these companies have any plans to stop exploration, cease approving new extraction projects, wind down oil and gas production by 2030, or to set a long-term production phase-out aligned with maintaining a 1.5 degrees limit. Revolt. Surround the halls of power. We have no other solution. The crisis cannot be worse. You understand me? The crisis cannot be worse. If we were driving towards a cliff, right? The person who is driving has surrounded themselves in a cage so that we can't even get at them, while their pedal is on the metal to drive us off the cliff's edge. All the while they've cranked the radio, blaring, "Everything is fine. Everything is fine." You think everything is fine? You must. You keep voting Liberal. You must. You keep voting Liberal. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. As another report published this year by Environmental Defence Canada indicates, Canadians fork over nearly $18 billion per year in subsidies to support the very root cause of the climate disaster. And incidentally, so if we're subsidizing this privately owned industry to the tune of $18 billion per year, it's not even capitalism, right? It's not even capitalism. We're literally paying to die. Like, we're so childish. We're so small. It's so easy to distract us. It's so easy. All you got to do is put like a somewhat handsome man with his daddy's name in front of us being like, "Don't worry, we have control of it. We're in charge." And we all go, "Oh, that's good. Yeah, haha, liberal." Like, how do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? The only solution left to us is to surround the halls of power, to get your friends and your family tied into movements such as Socialist Action, which I am a part of, right? In order to surround the halls of power and stay there. I'm not talking about marching a protest by them. I'm talking about embedding yourself in the political apparatus by surrounding it and being present in it every single day. Make them walk through hordes of people to get to their jobs, right? Make them walk by 1,000 people every single day in order to get to their desk. Make them walk by police officers who are there with batons and shields under the threat of our invasion every single fucking day. There is no other solution. They're not going to listen to us at the voting at the ballot box. They don't give a fuck about that. They're psychopaths. They don't care if we walk by with signs in a big march. They're psychopaths. They don't give a shit about us. They don't care about human life at all. At all. 0% fucks. All they care about is deceiving you, a gullible rube who keeps voting for your own destruction so that they can fucking take their private jets to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island where they get to rape children. You know that's what's happening. Stop bullshitting yourself. Abandon the liberals. Abandon the conservatives. Abandon the NDP. Vote communist. Surround the halls of power. Anything else at this stage in the game is suicide. Hey, if you've made it to this point, like, share, subscribe. I've got a Patreon down below. Please think about donating to leftist causes, right? Please consider donating to people who are actually fighting for the salvation of the human race. Think about actually supporting people who are actually interested in fighting for humanity instead of these fucking psychopaths who are actively trying to kill you. And my live stream, 6 to 9 p.m. Come in here and cry with me, right? We are grieving the death of capitalism. That is what we are doing. Capitalism is dying. It needs to die. It must die. And even if you think that I'm full of shit, you come in here. Denial is the first stage of grief. So come on in here. We'll get you through it. Good luck. We're going to need it.